All right, so we are on our way. So as we get settled on our mats, good morning, everybody. Go ahead and lay down, find a really comfortable position to be in. You can have a little small something under your neck for now if you would like. And legs straight or legs, knees bent, whichever works well for you. I wanted to read a poem from Donna Falls. It's from her book of poetry called Go In and In. And I've talked about her before. Her poetry is just awesome and I love it. And I wanted to read one to you that's called Paradox. Fear and love seldom stand shoulder to shoulder. It's rare to laugh and lie in the same breath. But strength and weakness, failure and success, faith and desolation, they are different ends of a single stick. To pick one up is to receive both poles. Stark contrasts contribute to a knowledge of the whole. What is life but growing wide and deep, so open from weeping that opposites, ambiguity, and 1,000 shades of gray can coexist without despair? And I love that poem of hers because it reminds me that as human beings, we have this full range of emotions, this yin and yang, so to speak, of how we feel, happy, sad, fearful, joyful, whatever it is for us. And part of yoga is to allow those parts of us, those parts of ourselves that maybe, we wouldn't rather have other people see, but I think it's really important to be willing to experience all of the emotional range that our bodies and our hearts experience. And so with that, finding those shades of gray, those multiple shades of gray, have your strap and your blocks just nearby where you can get to them a little bit easier. And if you're not, don't worry about it. We'll come back to them. Feel your body on the floor, feel your shoulders on the floor, your hands resting either at your sides or on your belly. Starting to really tap into your breath. And if your feet are on the floor, feel the four corners of your feet. Maybe feel the toes softly pressing into your mat. If your legs are straight, feel the heels of your feet. Noticing the hips, the back of your sacrum, your shoulders, the back of your head. The back of the neck, nice and long, the chin level. Just notice as you start to take a deep breath in and back out again. And imagine opening up so wide that your heart can really experience everything that life has to offer. Imagine releasing the barriers and the guards and letting your heart soften to what is. And then if your knees are bent, go ahead and straighten your legs. Take the arms overhead, big stretch here, just stretching out the left side and then the right side, maybe both directions, moving the heels in one direction, maybe pointing your toes. Taking a really deep breath, letting your back arch away from the floor and exhaling, pressing that back down. Good, big deep breath. Let your back arch. Exhale, let it press back toward floor. Good, one more here. Reach and stretch. Exhale and press back. And then soften the arms, that reach of the arms. Walk both heels to the right corner of your mat. Starting to move into this little baby side stretch, banana pose. If this feels good, walk your shoulders toward the right edge of your mat. Notice the left hip. Keep the left hip pressing down toward the floor and just stretch your head, neck comfortable. Maybe the arms reach over toward the right. So everything creating this little C curve on the left side, right? As we stretch the left side, what are we doing to the right side, right? We're contracting the right side obliques. Find your breath. Maybe cross your left ankle over your right and just notice if that feels good to you. If it doesn't, undo that part. Soften your jaw, let your head be wherever your head wants to be, and just breathe here for a moment. Feel your breath. Feel your body. Notice. And then undo your left foot if you've crossed your ankle. Walk your hands or your arms back to center, shoulders back to center, feet back to center, one nice straight line. Notice that, maybe stretch it out again, and then walk everything over to the left. So feet, heels go to the left, pause, how's that feel? Maybe shoulders shimmy over to the left. Maybe the arms shimmy to the left. Pause there, check it out. Feel this little subtle stretch along the right hip. The head, neck soft. Just checking things out this morning. Maybe cross your right ankle over your left. Notice how that feels. If you feel a strong tug on the right hip, that might not be the best move for you. Maybe just keep the ankles uncrossed. Just notice. Big deep breath as we stretch through that whole right side. That's it. And then let the arms go, let the shoulders go, uncross if you're still crossed, and walk your feet back. And then take your arms up to the ceiling, press the back of your upper arms, elbows into the floor, press your shoulders into the floor, engage your legs. See if you can just take your feet off the floor, 1 inch. Woo! Breathe, right core work already. Try to relax your head, neck, right? Press your elbows into the floor and release, let it come down. Take your arms overhead just for a second. And exhale, 2 more of these. Press the backs of your arms into the floor. Fingertips are pointing up toward the ceiling. See if you can lift the legs off 1 or 2 inches. No pain, no strain, just a little work for your core. Breathe and release, arms overhead. Exhale, last one. Elbows, arms press in, legs engage. Find your breath. Try not to tighten up your jaw, your neck. Breathe and release. Bring both knees to chest. Grab one of your blocks, place it between your thighs. I have mine on the narrowest width. And you can play with that narrow versus that second width and see what feels best for you. And my block is right smack in the middle of my thighs, between my knees and my hips. And then give that block a good squeeze, a really good squeeze.
And breathe. Your legs are at 90 degrees. You're finding that core work. Once again, the shoulders are relaxed. The upper body is chilling out here. Breathe. And then take the arms up toward the ceiling. Press your shoulders, arms back into the floor. Fingertips are pointing up toward the ceiling. Breathe. Squeeze your belly. Move your knees an inch or two away from that 90 degrees. Whoo, that's it. Soft upper body. Try to keep your neck, head out of the equation. Try not to tighten up there. Press elbows in. Knees are just a couple inches away. You're squeezing your belly toward your spine. And release. Arms overhead. Feet up toward the ceiling. Exhale, bend your knees 90 degrees. Bend your elbows 90 degrees. Press them into the floor. Move your feet, your knees away from that 90 degrees just a little bit. You should feel some rocking and rolling going on with that belly of yours. Keep pressing strong to the floor. Find your breath. And take it up, legs up, feet or hands up, stretch it out. We've got one more here, 90 and 90. Press the shoulders, arms down. Find that core engagement. Move the knees away from center just a little bit. You'll feel this pretty darn quick. Breathe. Keep working it. Keep pressing your low back toward the floor. Keep finding that strong, strong core. And release, arms up, legs up, take the block out, find your breath, both legs up, just take your hands behind your knees, soften the shoulders, and point and flex your feet. That's it. Soften the head, the neck, the jaw. Good, scrunch all your toes, point the toes up toward the ceiling, really scrunch. And then spread the toes and flex your feet. One more here, point and scrunch. Yep, if you get crampy, let that go, because that's pretty easy to happen. And then spread the toes and flex your feet. Leave those legs up at the ceiling, take those arms back up toward the ceiling, draw your shoulders down. We did this last class, we've done this many times in my classes. Lower your left leg toward the front edge of your mat, lower your arm behind you so that your thumb is touching toward the other end of your mat. Breathe and switch. Bring them up, switch sides. So we're using opposite limbs and we're going opposite directions. Find your breath, take it up. Exhale, switch and up and switch. Your belly should be engaged here. We've got 2 more to go. Switch. Find your breath. If your hamstrings are tight this morning, just keep a soft bend in the knees. Don't struggle here. Your back is flat on the floor. Everything up, everybody. Hands go behind your head. Legs are up toward the ceiling. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Lift your upper torso and breathe. So your head fully supported, your knees slightly bent. You're finding your breath here. Maybe you can lift a little more, just a scrunch. And release legs and upper body. Good, just shake out your ankles. Good. Take the legs up. Good. Take the hands behind your head. Legs are straight-ish, but there can be a soft bend in the knees. Lift up through your torso. Feel that big old crunch in your belly. And then maybe take the legs a few inches away from the center. You can still keep the knees bent, right? So from a 90 to away from that hip crease. Woo, breathe. I'm looking at my knees. Woo, find that crunch and let go. Everything back to center. Turn your head one way, the other way. Soften that out. Good, we got one more here, everybody. Hands behind your head, fully supporting your head. Don't pull on your neck, please. Your legs go up to the ceiling. The legs can bend just a little bit to ease the back of the legs. Lift up your torso. How high can you get your back off the floor without pulling on your knee, on your head? How do you know? you can move your hands out of there and your head stays in place, right? The hands are just a little support there. And then move your legs away from your center a little bit, maybe a quarter of the way away from your core. Woo! And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Woo, good. Circle out those ankles, everybody, and your knees. Roll over to one side and come all the way up. Good. Hopefully you're all still seeing me because my computer did some weird thing, but you must be because somebody be getting a hold of me, I hope. All right, so just come into a little Baddha Konasana to start. Easy, easy. We're just warming up legs. Take the soles of the feet together. Know that you can sit on a blanket, a pillow, anything that you need to raise the hips up, especially if your knees are super high. And then the other option, of course, is to just take the blocks underneath your knees to support that, right? One block under one knee, one block under the other knee. And lift up through your torso. Good. And maybe rock a little side to side. Just rock from one hip to the other hip, checking it out. And come back to center. I want you to take your hands to your knees. Again, if you've been with me any length of time, you know that I am not a proponent of pushing down. I'm a proponent of pushing up, right? So your hands are there, your knees push into your hands. So push up it with your knees into your hands. Feel your inner thighs. Doing some work here. Torso is tall. And just release it. Good, and again, as you inhale, push up and breathe. Don't hold the breath, just push, push, push. Feel that engagement of the inner thighs. Maybe press the feet together just a little bit. Feel back happening, belly is toned, the tall back, and release. Good, one more. Feet together, knees press up into your hands. You're finding that nice, sweet work here. That's it. And release it. And then just kind of flutter. Easy flutter here. And bring the knees together. Oh, that feels good. Good. From here, I want you to lay on your right side. Once again, if you have a blanket and you want to use that for your head, go ahead. If you want to use your hand, your arm, elbow, make sure your neck, head feel really comfortable here. Bend your knees to roughly 90 degrees. And from here, just lift your foot off of your other foot, but keep the knees together. And then lift both of them so that ideally your ankle is a little bit higher than your knee. Tone your belly. Your top hand can be on the floor in front of you. Try not to roll forward or back. Good. I want you to lift the ankle. And then slow down toward the knee and up. Little bit of hip work. Now you'll feel this one pretty quick. You're slow, going up, going down. If it starts to like hurt, stop doing it. Just take a rest, right? Because this is really working all of these muscles around the hip joint. So I want you to go slow, breathe, take it up. We got 4 more. And breathe. What's the bottom leg doing? Maybe press the bottom leg down as we work. Try not to rock and roll here. Stay on your side. Last one. Bring it up. Bring it down. Lift it up and hold. Bring the ankle a little bit higher than the knee. Internal rotation of that leg. Notice. Woo, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Ooh, maybe rub out that hip. Instead of going back and forth, we're going to stay on this side for round 2. Knees are bent, your top leg straightens. Now again, if you tone the belly, make yourself pretty much a long side pose, right? So you're not leaning back, you're not leaning forward, you can use your hand here. And I want you to take that leg, point the toes forward, not up toward the ceiling, and just lift up to as far as it'll go without your toes rolling. And down. Take it up. Hip work, everybody. And down. You got this. 3. And down. When you get to the top, pause. And then take it down. Take the momentum out of the equation as you work with these muscles. This is important, right? These hip muscles are important for so many reasons, right? We find this, we breathe. We got 3 left. I'm pretty much counting, so don't count because I might be off a number or 2. Last one here. Lift and see if you can hold. Tone the belly in. Find your breath here, and then allow the toes to turn toward the ceiling. And then turn them back to the side. Woo! And turn them toward the ceiling. And turn them back to the side. One more here. Turn them to the ceiling. Turn them back to the side. And lower down. And rub out that hip. Good. And then turn around or turn over. And we're going to do the other side. So again, be comfortable. The knees are roughly 90 degrees. I'm a little bit more knee down a little bit. That's okay too. Your top leg, I want you to lift the ankle first. Then just lift the knee a little bit, just so you have that alignment. Your front hand can be supportive here. I want you to lift, pause, lower. This is fun, right? What else are we going to do on a Wednesday at 11 o'clock in the morning? And lower. I want you to go slow. Lift and lower. How's your belly, right? Are we keeping a little bit of tone there? Have we totally forgotten? Can we press the bottom leg down to the floor? Breathe. We got 4 left, I think. And 4. Slow. 3. You got it. That's it. 2. Woo. Yeah. And last one. Lift, hold just for a second. Find that internal rotation. Squeeze your belly and let it go. Good. And then straighten your top leg. Remember, you can always roll out that hip, rub it out a little bit. Toes are pointing either level or slightly toward the floor. Press into your bottom leg. Here we go. So just lift to as high as it will go while you stay sideways. And down. And lift 2. You got it. And 3. And 4. Good. 5. Yep. Hang in there. Slow work. Slow, slow, slow. 6. And 7. And 8. 9. One more. 10. Hold if you can. Know that you can always stop. Tone your belly. From here, turn your toes up. Turn them sideways. Woo. Turn them up. Ow! And sideways. And turn them up. And sideways. And let it go. Bend your knee. Rub out that hip, everybody. Good job. And come on up. Table pose. We won't be on these for too long. I know a couple of you have some knee stuff. But we're going to be here for just a little bit playing with some table options. So maybe cushion your knees, right? Maybe put something there. You can always come down to elbows for some of this, and I will cue you for that. But come on to your hands and your knees. Shake out your hips. Press your right leg back. And then just lift it up. Now, some of you are not going to lift level with your hip. You might be a little bit lower, that's okay. If you look through your foot, see if that leg is coming straight out or is it rolled in toward the center a little bit. We're going to hang out here for a little bit, and I want you to do a little circle with that foot. Maybe point the toes. Maybe scrunch the toes, right? Circle, circle. Try to keep the hips level. Tone the belly in. Find your breath. Circle here. You got it. Last circle. Hold. Flex your foot.
turn it to the side, and then turn it back down. Turn the toes to the side, back down. One more here, turn it to the side, back down, and release that leg. Shake out your wrists if they're chatty. By the way, if your wrists are otherwise strong, you can go to soft fists here so that the crease of the wrist is straight. If that is a better option for you. While we're doing legs, you can come down to elbows. Sorry, I should have cued that one sooner. Lift your left leg. Tone that belly in. Almost as if you were gonna arch, right? Almost as if you were gonna tuck up into a cat pose. Good, and then point your toes, scrunch your toes. If you cramp up, let that go. And then do circles. That's it. Easy stuff. If it's not easy stuff, come on down and rest for a moment and then come back. Try to keep the hip engaged. Try to keep the glute engaged. Couple more circles right here. That's it. And then pause, flex your foot, and just turn it out to the side. And then turn the toes down. And turn it out to the side. And back down. See what your rotation is here. One more, turn it to the side. And turn the toes down. And release that leg. Whew. Maybe sit back on your feet, or at least shake out your wrists, especially if they're chatty. We're going to do one more little option here for just playing with different ways to strengthen balancing table. So come on up again, hands, knees. Find your breath. I want you to reach your right arm forward. Tuck your belly. Thumb is pointed up. And we're just going to see what it takes to hold this arm a little bit longer. If you feel good here, no problems. Circle again. Yep. Breathe. Maybe keep that circle going, but circle out to the side. Don't let the arm come down. Just circle. And then bring it forward. The whole arm, not just the wrist. Whole arm. Good. One more out to the side. Watch the head, watch the neck, tone the belly, and bring it forward. Who knew that arm could get so heavy? And release it. I'm going to turn around because I got a wall in my way. Back to table pose, tone the belly, reach your left arm forward. Hold. If you want more, circle. And circle out to the side. Circle, circle. You got it. And circle forward. Circle out to the side. Woo! Yep. And circle forward. You got it. And release, shake it out, let it go. Flip your toes under, lift your knees off the floor, claw your hands into your mat, and really press through those knuckles. Find your breath, lift, and then come to downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, pedal your feet, shake it out, find your breath. You got it. And then come to your tippy toes, come back down toward the knees, either land your knees or keep them lifted, and breathe. As we find just a little more upper body core work, squeeze an imaginary block, find your breath, tone your belly, almost round your lower back just so we don't dump in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees, everybody. Maybe find a little bit of child's pose. Shake out your wrists, all that good stuff. And then, believe it or not, we're going to come back down to our side. So I want you to lay on your right side. If your hip is tender, you can put a blanket underneath your hip. You're laying down on your right side. Your head is supported either on your arm or with your hand. Straighten your legs, both legs, and breathe.
And then just lift your feet off the floor if you can. Feet, legs off the floor. So what's happening, right? One, it's hard to stay on your side. So keep your front hand forward. Squeeze right here, right? That upper waist is squeezing super hard. Your hand is supported, helping support you. Find your breath and then separate the legs. Toes are all pointing forward. I'm shaking, I'm rocking and rolling over here. Hold your core in, find your breath, and let them both go. That's it. And then lower your head if your head is in your hand. Lower it down so your neck is neutral. Take your top arm over your head. If balance is really tricky here, I want you to bend your bottom leg, right? It's much harder to have both legs straight. And take your, in fact, everybody bend your bottom leg. Take your arm over your head and squeeze elbow to knee. Take your arm and leg straight, take it in. Good, and again, reach and breathe. Good, 2 more here. Squeeze it in. Last one. Squeeze it in, listen up. Take that leg straight, take the arm straight. Turn your toes up. Yep, and then take it wide. So elbow to knee, that knee is up and up toward the ceiling and straight. Good, toes are turned up instead of sideways. Squeeze it in, work side body. You're gonna feel this a little bit more later. Reach, squeeze, last one. I want you to hold the squeeze this time. Hold it and squeeze. And concentrate on your top waist. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it out long and release it. And turn yourself around. Do the hokey. Breathe. So I'm on my left side. I am stacked. Legs straight, arms straight, and then lift your legs off the floor. So I'm really pressed into the hip. This is where a blanket might have been helpful. Breathe, find that, squeeze your belly, and then lift your top leg off the bottom leg. Again, optional, your front hand is supporting you. Squeeze your butt, keep your hips forward, don't lean back. Breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good, bend your bottom leg. Top leg is lifted, but the toes are pointing forward. Top arm goes overhead, and let's just do some simple scrunches forward. Squeeze it in, press it out. So your knee is coming forward as if you were drawing it up toward your chest. And down, good. This is 3, squeeze in, feel your belly, and out. 4, squeeze in, and out. Last one, squeeze it in, and reach it out. And then turn your toes to point up. Bring your elbow to your knee as if you were working side body, and stretch it out. Good, and 2, squeeze in, and out. Squeeze it in, and out. This is 4, and out. Good, last one, squeeze and hold. Just feel this, press your elbow maybe into your knee into your elbow, work that side body. And stretch it out, and release it. Come on up, table pose. Cushion your knees, cushion what you need to cushion. Find your breath, shake it out. Plant your hands. Reach your right leg straight. Lift that up, curl or tuck your belly. Reach the left arm out, balancing table. Good. Guess what, folks? Circle. Speaking of brain work, right? Can you circle your leg and your arm at the same time? Is it gonna work? And 3, and 2, and 1. Hold balancing table, squeeze 5 into knee to elbow, 5, and 4, and 3, ow, and 2, good, and 1. one, squeeze, hold, squeeze, hold, squeeze, hold. Really tuck that belly in and release. Take a moment. Is this considered strenuous activity, Betty?
A little bit.
I can't help myself.
How are you feeling?
Good so far.
Okay, all right.
All right, come on back out, everybody. Other side, left leg back. Tone your belly, find your good solid balance pose. Find that balancing table. One, stay here, two. Just see, this is so weird. I can circle my arm. I'm a little trouble with the foot. Breathe, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, squeeze the belly. You know what's next. 5 times. Bring elbow to knee. Push, stretch, and squeeze. Stretch it out. Squeeze it in, stretch it out. Last one. Squeeze and out. Bring it in, hold. Squeeze it in, really push. Knee to elbow, elbow to knee. And release. Whew. And take it down. Just take a moment. Shake it out. Whew. And breathe. All right, so come on down to your elbows. Come all the way down to your belly. We're going to start there. Maybe softly interlace your hands as if you were in Sphinx pose, right? Your elbows or shoulders width apart. Press into your hands, your forearms. My blanket's going to be in my way. I'm going to take that away. And I want you to lift up, kind of half plank, right? So half plank on elbows. You're going to lift up, maybe even take your butt up into the air, and then come down. But don't drop the hips. In fact, I want you to slightly cat tuck, so you're rounded. Your hands, arms press into the floor. Your belly is starting to engage. Now, I like lifting my feet off the floor. You can keep them down straight. I like that lift. I get more control. I want you to squeeze your elbows and your knees toward each other. Oh! Soften the head, neck. Relax there. Squeeze in. Core, big time, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release all the way. Find a little baby space. Just rock side to side. I just learned that one the other day, 1 or 2 days ago. I love that one.
Oh, yeah.
That is such an easy but hard core pose. I just love it. All right. You know we can't do just one. That would just not be me. All right, same thing. Press in. You can even you can do hand straight, and you can do wrist, right? You can do pinky side wrist, press down with the hands. Maybe try an alternative this time. I want you to press up, over exaggerate, and then tuck as you come down into a relative plank pose. Again, bend the knees, take the feet off the floor or not, but tuck up into almost a cat tuck. And then try to drag your elbows and your knees toward each other. That's it. Find it. Work hard here. I know it. I feel this one too. It's why I like it so much. Breathe. Keep squeezing in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Release. Just soften. Roll, rock side to side maybe. Stretch out your belly. Find your breath. All right, one more there. Pick your hand position, pick your arm position. Press down with those arms. Press into your knees. Tuck your belly into a cat-ish looking pose. Find your breath. Yep, squeeze your belly. And then squeeze everything toward each other. Oh, and breathe. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. This time, release all the way down. Find your breath. Maybe bend one knee and then the other, just shake it out. Good, last set here. You're gonna roll onto your right side. We're almost done with all this part. Lay on your right side. If you can, come up to your elbow so that you're on your forearm, your pinky side soft fist. If you don't have a lot of cushion underneath your mat, maybe again you grab your blanket and put your elbow and forearm on that to help just make that a little bit less stressful. Make sure your elbow and your shoulder are lined up so that you have good, solid, straight up support here. Your knees are bent. They're not 90, they're more like 45. They're angled down away from the hip. Tone the belly, right? And just feel that. Now, I just want you to move your low ribs away from the floor and then let them come down. We're just doing 3 of these, just so you get that sense of squeezing those low ribs away from the floor. Back down, last one, squeeze. This time, hold the squeeze. Take your front hand, your top hand, to the floor in front of you and lift your hip off the floor if you can. So you're just on knees and elbow. If you need to adjust your elbow, maybe adjust. I want you to squeeze in right here, right through that bottom side, obliques, right? Working side body here. Find that maybe the top arm comes up. That's it, squeeze in. Now, pretend you're gonna squeeze your elbow toward your knees so that you're compressing just a little bit more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Listen up, just lift up if you can. Press into the hand and stretch that side. It's challenging to work side body really specifically. And so today we're just trying to work that a little bit more targeted side body work, right? Obliques, internal, external obliques, that kind of stuff. And not to mention, right, the upper side back, those beautiful wide wing muscles, the latissimus dorsi that are right back here that are so amazing. All right, come on down. Elbow, hand, pressing down, feeling the low ribs move away, and then lift the hip off the floor. If this is really hard, take one hand to your top hand to the floor. You can even lean forward a little bit, but try otherwise to keep more side body. Squeeze that inner, that underneath ribs. Take the other arm up to the ceiling. Try to keep the head and neck relaxed. Not dropped, but relaxed. Breathe, push into your forearm, squeeze your forearm toward your knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. If you can, just press into your hand, lift up and stretch out that underside. Got one more this side. Breathe. I can't believe I'm recording and I just stuck my tongue out. Oh well. All right, last one, everybody. Pressing down. We're gonna add just one thing to this optionally. All right, so same thing. Move the low ribs away, already engaged. If the other two were hard, just stay here. Just keep pulling those ribs away from the floor. Otherwise, lift the hips off the floor. Press in. Right, and breathe. Take your top hand either up to the ceiling or toward your hips and lift your bottom leg or your top leg off your bottom leg. Breathe. Maybe the ankle's a little higher than the knee, right, as it's lifted. So guess what? We just fired up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Holy moly. And lift up and just stretch out that side. This is why I could never teach restorative classes. It's just not in my DNA. All right, switch sides. We're all on our left side. This will feel good to not be doing the right side. So you're on your hip, you're on your elbow. Just 3 times here, these lower ribs, I want you to pull them away from the floor and lower back down. And get that sense, right? Oh, squeeze them in and down again. One more, squeeze them in. This time I want you to hold that. You already feel all of those deep belly muscles working. Press into your forearm and your soft fist, right? Keep that weight going through the whole forearm. And then lift your hips off the floor. If the shoulder hurts, I should have said this on the other side, change the angle of your forearm and see if that makes a difference. And then try to squeeze even more. Take the arm up. Find your breath. That's it. Oh, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let go. Oh. Press into your left hand and just stretch out your left side waist. Breathe. Okay. We got 2 more on this side. You know that, I know that. Let's keep moving. Forearm, fist, soft fist, by the way. Don't over scrunch those poor little fingers. Move the low ribs away. Remember, you can stay right there. When and if you're ready, lift the hips off the floor. Take the top arm up. Try to relax as much as you can. That head neck, right? It's getting a whole bunch of work here. Everything engaged. Try to drag the forearm back. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release it. And lift up. And breathe. That's it. Woo, shake it out. Last one. Come on down. Breathe. Move the low ribs away from the away from the floor. Squeeze them in. Lift the hips optionally. Lift the arm optionally. Lift the leg optionally. Oh. I haven't even started to count yet. 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Press into that hand. Oh, stretch it out. Breathe. Just come to a regular seat. We're not done yet. We're not near done yet. We're going to come back up, but I want you to roll out your shoulders. That's a bunch of work for the shoulders. That's it. And then take your right hand to the floor, take your left arm up, come on over to a side stretch, left side stretch. You should be feeling that about now, right? Banana stretch, and then all of that side oblique work. Just breathe. And center. Take it over to the left. Find your breath. That's it. And then come up to center, and I just want you to softly interlace your hands and just rest them on the top of your head, not behind, but on the top. Elbows are out to the side. And I just want you to rock a little bit, side to side. Don't go too deep, right? Just stretching it. Don't overweight the hands. Keep them light. Yep. One more, both sides. Stretch. And stretch. And then center. The arms come to cactus. And I'm just going to be a little too close to the wall. I want you to twist to your left. Twist center, or come center. Twist to the right. Center.
Good, 2 more. Twist, center, twist, center. Last one. Twist, and center, and twist, and center, and just let it go. Shake it out. In your most yogi way, I want you to come all the way up to standing. So do it well, even if I'm not watching. Maybe it's a down dog stretch. Maybe you walk your hands back to your feet. Maybe you come to table. However you want to do it, come on up. And shake it out. Good. Just shake everything out. And we're gonna do just a little bit of balance work. I'm gonna be extra cautious here. I'm gonna stay near the wall just in case I get lightheaded. So just find yourself in a really solid mountain pose, right? Maybe roll the shoulders back, hands come to your hips, and I want you to press strongly into your right leg and just come to the ball mound of your left. And notice that. Squeeze your right hip, right? Your right glute, soften the back of the knee, try not to hyperextend. Reach it out and come to 90 degrees. Find your balance here. You might stay here. You might take the arms up. Find your breath. You might take your right elbow to your left knee. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Woo, and come down. Shake it out. Roll it out. Good, let's go to the other side. Start with that left leg, fire it up. Come to the ball mound of your right. Right, balance challenge is always, we go step by step, easy as we can go. Squeeze in strong through that hip, make that your standing solid leg. When you're ready, bend your right knee. Take the arms up, optionally. Woo. Scrunch your left elbow to your right knee and breathe. Keep squeezing left side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. And let go. Holy moly. Shake it out. One more here. Hands to hips. Instead of the knee coming forward, I want you to take it out to the side. Again, fingertips to a wall, certainly awesome. Both arms up. When you're ready, left elbow to left knee or whichever knee is high. I want you to feel the side oblique working, right? Find your pose, everybody. Find your breath. Maybe you smile. 5, 4, 3, 2, switch elbows. 5, 4, not getting there. 3, 2, 1, and let go. Shake it out. Find your breath. Last one, last side. Strong left leg. Bend your right knee, bring it forward first and then take it out to the side. Find your balance. Maybe this is it, right? This is where you stay today. Arms up. Woo. Breathe. Keep squeezing your left glute. Right elbow to right knee. Whew. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch elbows. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Wow. Come to the front of your mat. Just have your blocks toward the front of your mat. Come to a forward fold. Just breathe. Let the head hang. Your hands are supporting you somewhere. Your belly is nice and toned. Stretch it out, everybody.
And then step back to downward facing dog. Again, stretch it out, maybe bend the knees. Shake out the hips. Inhale to your tippy toes. Exhale to your knees. And come back to a seat. All right. Everybody, I hope everybody's doing really well here. Just gonna put this shirt back on. Now that it's inside out. Oh, can't have that. All right. So come into, grab your strap and come into Janu Sirsasana. Let's do right leg forward and have a block near you. Grab your strap. So right leg forward, left foot to the inside of your left thigh. Maybe there's a block underneath the knee and take the strap around your right foot. And like we did a class or so ago, I want you to draw back first. Soften the shoulders down. Feel the energy of your leg, right? Pressing your foot into your thigh into your foot, or wherever that left foot is. If that's hard on the knee, you lower that foot until it is not so compressive on the knee. And just feel this big stretch. And then start to arch the back just a little bit as you come into almost more of a cowish pose, right? The pelvic tilting forward. Notice that, and then maybe come forward. Oh, yeah. And feel where your hamstring is at the moment. Are they tight? Are they loose? What's happening to the left knee? Can I just explore? Maybe you wiggle a little bit, side to side. Maybe you notice a little bit of a stretch. Breathe. Maybe the center of your chest moves toward the toes, not your head, not your nose even, but the center of your chest as you lengthen through your whole torso. Soften the elbows, soften the shoulders, draw the shoulder blades back just a little bit. Coming into this nice big stretch. Find your breath. Good, one more big deep breath right here. Good, and then take the torso up. I don't think anybody's gonna need a strap, but if you wanna keep your strap, hold on to the strap with your right hand. Slide your right heel up until you're kind of foot against foot, if your knees allow, and if not, don't worry about it. I'm gonna be too close to the wall. And then when you're ready, either strap or no strap, take your right leg up to the ceiling and breathe. Good, try to lift your torso, maybe take the left arm out. See how that feels for you. Right, the leg can be straight, maybe try that, straight out in front of you. The leg can be out to the side, we're gonna come to that. But I invite you to always kind of check it out for yourself. Where is it in your body? We work these hips right at the beginning of class. So where is it for you? Good, so listen up. I want you to grab your right shin, take the leg out to the side, and then slowly lower that right leg out to the side. So now we're in this nice, big, wide spread pose. There's probably a name for it that is not coming to me at the moment. Take your block, hopefully it was handy, set it on the inside of your right knee. Maybe take your forearm to it. Feel the left shoulder open up. If this is hard on the knees, take it out. Take the other block under your knee. You know what to do, right? Everybody knows, right? I hope so. And then take the left arm up. Easy, easy. Find your stretch. Good. Some of you can come a lot lower than this. You can take the block down. Some of you might want to keep the block up nice and high. This is kind of a sweet stretch with the block up at its highest level. So find what is really feeling good for you. This stretch can be pretty deep, pretty quick. So notice where you're stretching. If you feel it low back, come up a little bit higher. Take a deep breath. Find your breath. Find your body. And then turn toward that right leg. Yep. Release your right arm. Release your left arm. And stretch over this right leg. Deep breath. That's it. And curl up. Just move the block out of the way. Slide your right leg back to center. Straighten your left leg. Little baby Dandasana. We won't stay here long. Just kind of getting everything back to center, including the hips. And then take your left leg straight, right leg in for Janu Sirsasana on this side. Half single leg forward fold. Take the strap around your foot. Draw the shoulders back. Yeah. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel your whole body just alive with information. That's it. And then maybe just tilt those hips forward a little bit. Maybe come forward a little bit. Maybe keep hold of the strap. Maybe let your hands come to the floor. But roll the shoulders back and down as the center of your chest heads toward your toes. Just notice. The leg is active, the left leg is active, but be mindful about hyperextension. If you have a lot of flexibility there, you know who you are. It might be super easy to hyperextend through that space. Good, just feel this nice, sweet stretch. Feel your whole body moving back towards center. And then either strap or no strap as you take your torso right back up. Bend your left knee, slide that heel up, and then either pull on the strap or your big toe or your ankle and take the left leg up. Maybe the outside of your foot. Where are you on this side? Maybe take the right arm up. Maybe just check it out. What happens when I go way out? What happens when I'm forward? What happens when I go to the inside, right? You can keep the knee bent, by the way, right? So tight hamstrings, you just soften that knee a little bit more so that you don't collapse in the back body. And then take that left leg way out to the left. Take your right hand back down. You can grab your shin to help support it, even the back of the knee, as you lower that leg all the way down to the floor. Evenness on the hips. Remember, a block underneath your knee. Awesome. But take one of the blocks to the outside or to the inside of your left knee. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, that arm comes to your block. The right arm goes over. Just stretch it out. And again, experiment with the height of your block. If you feel collapsed, then raise the block up. If you feel like you have way further that you can go for your body, maybe you lower the block. Just smile. Breathe. Deep side stretch. Be mindful. One more breath here. And then turn toward that leg.
Reach the hands, let those hands come down. Find that softness and breathe. And curl yourself up, everybody. Good, come back to Baddha Konasana, last one. Feel your hips draw back, remember knees under blocks, blocks under knees is certainly an awesome way to do this pose. And then sit up really tall. Lift your chest, draw the shoulders back, a little bit of tone to the belly. Soften the grip of everything, just kind of soften into this pose, best you can. Some of you are gonna stay right here. Some of you are gonna start to come forward. Just be mindful of pressure on the back body, okay? Some of you might take a block and lower your head down to the block. Right, or stack 2 blocks. Or use your hands, right? Just breathe. When I think about the poem that I read this morning, I realize how much, generally speaking, we want to push away the yucky feelings, what we have decided are yucky, and we want to keep holding on to the happy feelings, the positive feelings that we have labeled as positive. And in yoga, there is this beautiful theory or this beautiful idea of aversion and attraction, and trying not to either hold on tight or push away anything. To just stay with and be in the present moment. One more breath here. Wherever you are, I want you to press up. Roll your shoulders back, take your hands to the outside knees, draw those knees together. Straighten the legs, listen up. If you happen to have 2 blocks, I want you to take one block where your head is going to be at second level. I want you to take your other block where just below the shoulders are going to be, shoulder blades, down to the lowest setting. And then as you come down, just kind of feel this lower block. When you lay all the way down, it's roughly just below the shoulder blades, but for some, it's going to feel better to be more on the shoulder blades, more supportive. And then take your second block, make sure it's nice and flat, and your head goes on the second block. And then let the arms come down to your sides. I want you to pause here with your feet on the floor and your knees bent. And then curl your pelvis to lift your hips. It's not bridge pose, not even close. You're level with your block or lower. Curl, curl, curl. So you're stretching your lower back. And then release it to the floor. Good, 2 more right here. Lift and curl your pelvis so that you stretch your lower back. And release and let go. Last one here. Lift and curl. Breathe. And release and let go. If you're feeling your lower back, keep your feet on the floor. Arms ideally are out to your sides, cactus pose. Some of you are going to be able to straighten the legs. And if at all this pose is miserable, come off the blocks completely.
I just want to pause here, a little heart opening back bend. Soften everything. Find your breath. Three more very purposeful breaths right here. One more. If you love this pose and want this to be your Shavasana, stay right here. Otherwise, bend the knees and put your feet on the floor if you want a more traditional Shavasana. Carefully roll to one side, take the blocks out from behind you, and then come on back down to the floor. And as you're ready, just straightening one leg, then the other leg, arms out to your sides or resting on the low belly. And tap in to your truth, your center. Feel yourself softening with each and every breath. Feel the mind start to quiet, the breath start to soften. Allow yourself to sink even deeper.
As you're ready, start to bring your attention back, knowing that you can stay right where you are. Wiggle your toes, your fingers. Start to draw your knees back toward your chest. If you are still on blocks, please be very mindful as you support your head, your neck, and slowly roll off to one side. And then everyone who is ready, come back up to your seated pose.